Hi, I'm Norma, and it's been 5 years since I posted on this YouTube channel, and truly, I literally recorded those first few videos, and I like maybe a few weeks later just was like, this is so fucking cringe. Why did I post this? Like, what am I doing? And I wanted to delete the whole channel. I was like, this is like, I was just like feeling cringed out on myself. I rewatched some of them and like I was just like cringing the whole time. But then as a little bit more time went on, I noticed that some of the videos were actually getting views and comments, and I actually gathered like a little bit of subscribers, which I was like, that has to mean something. Like, people actually maybe care about what I have to say about nursing or about anything. So yeah, I decided to leave those videos there just because I'm looking back at them now and I really think it's like, I kind of feel like it's cute now. Like, I used to think it was so cringe like immediately after I posted them, but now I look back and I'm just like, oh, like baby Norma is a nursing student, like, oh, baby Norma is like a CNA. So I am leaving them there just because, for the memes, you know. Anyways, 5 years later, what the heck am I doing now and what has been happening? So a lot has happened. Like, got married, moved to a different state, and now I'm living in a different country. Like, a whole whirlwind of shit happened. But as far as nursing, I had the amazing opportunity of working in a pediatric unit as a new grad, and I got my 1 year experience there, and then I was able to get a job in Los Angeles, and I had the amazing privilege of working at Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, which is one of the top children's hospitals in the States. So I feel so lucky and privileged to have had that experience and worked there. I worked there for it was about like 2.5-ish years, and the knowledge that I gained from that job was immeasurable. There's nothing that could compare to it. I learned so much from them. The smartest people, smartest doctors, smartest nurses, like cream of the freaking crop were there. I worked besides the nurses who went to like Berkeley, Stanford, UPenn, and like here I came from just like a community college in a city that no one's ever heard of before, Brownsville, Texas, if you've heard of it, but I just felt so lucky to be there among all these incredibly smart people, and throughout that experience I learned that I'm also a smart person, and I also have a lot to offer, and I am also a great empathetic nurse that can provide amazing care to these children. So I can go on and on about that job and talk about it because it's truly like there's so much good and bad, everything from that job. But what I want to talk about today is what I am doing now. And what I'm doing now is working from home. So I'm actually living in Canada now, because my wife, who I got married to a few years ago, got a job here in Canada, and it's an amazing opportunity where like they are paying for our rent and our living, and it's just like also another opportunity that I could not have passed up. I was fortunate enough to get a remote nursing job where I can work 100% from home, and the field it's in is in research. So something I've always said and talked about is how versatile nursing is, and like, yes, nursing can suck sometimes, and it is like burnout to the max, right? I 100% agree, get it. But there are so many avenues I feel like people have yet to explore, especially in like the soft nursing girly lifestyle. Like, there's so many jobs that are out there, so many opportunities that are so much different than just like bedside nursing. And working in the hospital. Back to my work from home job. So like I mentioned, my job is in research, and this is also something I'd like in nursing school didn't even think was like a thing. Like I didn't think that I could get this job, this type of job anyway. Pretty much, I like to say that I got lucky. I like to say that I don't know how I got the job, but I do. I applied for this job, and I was applying for so many work from home jobs because of course it was going to be a huge process to get my Canada nursing license. So I was like, I need to have a job secured before I go. So I was applying to so many work from home jobs, like crazy, and I actually ended up getting a triage nurse job where it was just all through the phone, and I didn't like it. I ended up quitting like about a month and a half in, just because it wasn't a good fit for me, and also the pay was half of what I'm getting paid now, so it was kind of like a no-brainer. And then this research job came about, and the way that I tailored my interview and resume was I really used my experience with epilepsy at Children's Hospital of Los Angeles as like the star of the show. So for this research, it is based on epilepsy, and it's a pharmaceutical research trial for a drug to help with specific types of epilepsy. And at Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, I worked in a unit that had an EMU, which is an epilepsy monitoring unit for children. And so a lot of that job I was able to use in the interview and use as my experience. So they actually hired like 10 of us nurses, and all of them had research experience, like years. Like they did research coordination. Like me, zero. I had zero. But I really fluffed and emphasized my experience at Children's Hospital, because I spoke about in depth about seizures, everything I learned about them, like how I interacted with families, and the detail to assessment and knowing all things about seizures. Like I threw in like all fancy words. Like I spoke about like auras and triggers, and I spoke about the different types of seizures, focal seizures, tonic-clonic seizures. Like I spoke about everything. I even spoke about the medications, just so that they knew that I knew what I was talking about. And like even though it didn't come natural to me, like of course I had to like refresh my memory before the interview. I was able to apply a lot of my real life knowledge and experience into the interview. So I basically just hyped it up. And so moral of the story is, if you're applying for a job, and even if you have the tiniest bit of experience in it, because that epilepsy experience that I had wasn't everything in the unit. The unit had like, it was like a med surge, but we also had like high acuity patients, we had cardiac patients, we had the EMU patients, we had eating disorder patients. So like I was exposed to all of that. And so now if I'm ever applying for another job, I'm definitely going to use those specific niche experiences and just like emphasize them. So I really emphasized the epilepsy, and I got the job. I'm really thankful for having this job. It's been 7 months now that I've been doing it. It is the best job ever. Pay is amazing. Pay is fair. Like they are so flexible with hours. Like it's essentially like make your own schedule. Like it is a dream, and I'm just here to tell you those jobs are out there. They are available. You just have to keep looking. And I know that a lot of people talk shit about Indeed, but I actually found this job on Indeed, and it was through like a contracted company. So this research pharmaceutical company hired like a nursing travel type of company, like, you know, all the types like Aya healthcare and like all the different types. They hired one of these companies to recruit nurses and find nurses, and so they posted on Indeed. I applied like the first day, and I got reached out to like within that same week. However, it was a lengthy process, so that's one thing I would say is just be patient with these things, because I waited months and months and months to hear back, and it was more of just like I was waiting for an interview. So the recruiter was telling me like, yes, they're interested in you, I'm waiting to hear back about an interview. And so that waiting to hear back was actually like months, but I never gave up hope. I got the job, and it's been amazing, and I've only had to be in person one time for the job, and it was fully paid for. So they paid for flights, hotel, they got us like a bougie ass hotel. Like, it was great, and I have really no complaints about this job. I can get into like the nitty gritty too if you want to know about it and like know exactly what I do, like a day in the life of it. But I just wanted to use this video to talk about the hope that there is in nursing, and if anybody is needing this message of don't be complacent in your job if you're not happy, I'm here to deliver that. So don't be complacent. If you're not happy in your job, there are a million different jobs out there, and nurses are always in demand. There's a shortage, but don't try to look at like the very common jobs like hospital, bedside and stuff. Like, just try to expand your horizons and look and see what other opportunities there are, because like I said, there's so many companies that pay very fairly, and that's my spiel. So let me know if you're interested in anything that I talked about, if you want to know more about my research job, if you want to know more about my experience at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. I would love to talk about it. I'd also love to talk about my experience as a new grad and my first year of nursing. I know I said at the beginning of the video that it was a great opportunity and I was happy, but it was actually like a big shit show. But I'm still grateful for that job, because it ultimately has led me to other opportunities and to where I am today. That's all I have today, but like I said, let me know if you want to know anything specific, and I will be happy to respond and post a video. Bye!